Hey everyone, it's Vinny. Welcome back, and today we are looking at Kentucky Derby Contender Resilience for Belmont, sired by Into Mischief out of a Smart Strike Dam. And I personally, his wood memorial was very good. I'm just gonna say I don't think he's good enough for the Kentucky Derby here. He will likely have a new jockey for the Kentucky Derby, as I do not see John Velazquez picking Resilience over Fierceness, which is already just a bad start. You really hate to see these horses lose their primary jockey going into the big race. Obviously, sometimes the jockey switch does work out in the favor, but I'm going to guess either Jose Ortiz or Junior Alvarado end up getting this mount, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it's not John Velazquez. So just never a good sign, in my opinion. He does have a career record coming into the Kentucky Derby of 6 starts, 2 wins, 1 second, and 1 third. But the 2 wins are both as a 3-year-old. As a 3-year-old, he has 3 starts with 2 wins. He ended up finishing 5th in the Kentucky Derby point standings with 110 points. He finished 4th in the Risen Star, and most recently he did win the Wood Memorial, which he did impressively. He kind of has a similar running style, in my opinion, to a horse like Just a Touch, where he's got tactical speed. He kind of wants to be a little bit close to the pace. And he's kind of like Just a Touch a bit, in my opinion, where he has shown he's improving in every start, which is something that you want going into the Derby. You want these horses to kind of hit their peak in the Derby. That you want them to run their biggest race of the year. So he is on pace to do that. I just really don't know how much he improves off that Wood Memorial win. Unlike Just a Touch, he's got double the amount of starts. This will be his 7th start. And when we start getting into that 7 to 10 start range, you kind of know what kind of horse you have, like with these 3-year-olds. So I don't know how much more is left in the tank for Resilience here for Belmont. He'll be a huge price, in my opinion. I can't imagine this horse is lower than 20 to 1 on Derby Day. So if you like him, by all means, use him. At best, in my opinion, he is a underneath horse. His running style is really good for the Derby. The speed figures aren't fantastic, even though they are improving. I just don't see him being able to be the one that upsets this whole field. Even he kind of does remind me of a horse a little bit like a country house type horse, though, that he could just run a huge race at a big number. So I wouldn't necessarily leave him off of exactas, tries, and supers, but as a win contender, he is one of those horses I think he'll need help to win. I just don't see him being nearly as good as some of the other top contenders, but I do think he will be a decent horse this year for Belmont. I would expect him to run in one of the other legs of the Kentucky Derby, like the Belmont specifically. Would not be surprised if he goes to the Belmont after this race and runs huge. The Derby's just a tough race. His running style is good for it, but he's gonna have to run. He's gonna have to really improve, and improving that much in your 7th career start it's not unheard of. But I'm not too huge on seeing him improve. In my opinion, he needs to improve his speed figure by about 20 points to win here. I just don't think what he ran in the Wood is going to cut it, personally. I think a lot of people would kind of agree with that he needs to vastly improve from that Wood effort, which was considered to be one of the weaker Kentucky Derby preps and probably the weakest 100-point Kentucky Derby prep that we had on paper, at least. But what do you think? Do you think Resilience is a legit contender, or you think he's just kind of an underneath horse like I do? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you next time.